Hammers up, everyone. Towelliee here, back on the Dragonflight beta. Today, we're looking at Brewmaster tanks. Oh man, the Monk. Now, this is our second of a video of 6, because there's 6 tanks, obviously. So I'll be making one video for each of the tanks, telling you my thoughts on all the talents with the beta now launching. And they've obviously adjusted a lot of talents and moved a bunch of stuff around. Brewmaster hasn't been changed too much, but it's the class side of the tree that I think is going to be awesome for Brewmaster tanking. Like right now, Brewmaster tanking, whatever, Keg Smash, Blackout Kick, Spinning Crane Kick, Tiger Palm, whatever, right? But now we have some cool shit that we can add into our arsenal, and it's good. It's good. I mean, Brewmaster, I think in Dragonflight will be the best tank, but it all depends on whether Mistweaver or Windwalker are good or not, right? Like, that's how it is right now. Windwalker and Mistweaver in a raid environment are lacking, then Brewmasters are probably going to be one of the 2 tanks that are going to use. Why? Because Mystic Touch is still in the game. Blizzard, I don't know why you still keep this damn thing on us and the Demon Hunters for the magic, but whatever. Get you a spot in the raid, excuse me. Now let's take a look at the class tree. I know we're talking about Brewmaster, but we got to look at everything here, because obviously what happens here on the Monk side of the class tree will obviously complement what's happening on the Brewmaster side. Rising Sun Kick. I can now Rising Sun Kick as a Brewmaster, and it slaps, okay? At level 70, just without Weapons of Order, 4 stacks, just plain hits, it's like a 10k hit with like a 20k crit, right? And it's a great ability to use, you know, while your Blackout Kick, Keg Smash, and Breath of Fire are off CD, you know? I would definitely use this off CD. It's doing a lot of damage. I think it's in my top 5 right now in dungeons because it just does so much damage overall. I'm going to go down this tree to some of the really cool things that I like, you know, damage reduction by 3%. I love Instant Cast Vivify. Kind of gives Brewmaster tanks like a little mini Hand of the Protector. You know, maybe we have to run out for a major AoE ability and, you know, there's some healing that needs to go out. You just kind of spot heal a few Vivifies here and there. That's pretty cool. You can actually go Soothing Mist. And I guess I have to take Soothing Mist if I want to roll. I don't like that, but I have to. There's your Tiger Tail Swipe for the longer range and reduction of leg sweep there. Heavy Air is being redesigned. All healing taken by 2%, 4% there. That's really good too. Let's just go with the normal stuff. Detox, Paralysis. I like Paralysis. Reducing the cooldown of it by 15 seconds is great too. Don't really need Disable. I don't know. Maybe. Depends if I can. I mean, I've never used Disable as a monk, so I mean, can you disable bosses in Mythic Plus? You can disable probably really harsh trash. Oh wait, this isn't like disable like a warrior. Oh, this is the target movement speed. Oh, I was thinking you would just disable their weapon. Nope, not taking that. But all damage increase dealt by that should say 4%. Yeah, I know lots of talents are broken. Believe it or not, let me tell you, the beta is actually more broken to me than the alpha. This is I have just experienced probably the best alpha in the history of all the alphas I've played in the last decade plus, doing YouTube with you all and Twitch. Beta has been just kind of like a little bit of a shit show. They're kind of getting their shit together. They're hot fixing stuff as we're going, so hopefully it gets better. Fortifying Brew into a choice of either having it reduced by 2 minutes or giving you 25% more dodge or armor. Up to you. That's why it's a choice node. Chi Torpedo or Celerity. I'll pick Celerity. This one is really big for us here. Rising Sun Kick deals 70% increased damage. Spinning Crane Kick deals 10% increased damage. Obviously that should say, I think 35 to 70, or unless it's 70 to 140 right now. Like, a lot of the talents aren't incrementing in number when you put more points into it. What is the upgrade here? There's no upgrade. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Dampen Harm. Over here on this side, you can actually pick. I guess I got to spec into my taunt. Well, this is the upgrade to the taunt to make it move faster towards you. Diffuse Magic, great defensive ability. You can have Dampen Harm. I almost said Dampen Harm, like I'm from fucking Boston. I've been watching too many fucking New England movies. Get in the car. It's Dampen Harm, make it do that to you. Diffuse Magic and Dampen Harm at the same time. Oh my god. Get in the car. Oh my god! I used to go to Fenway. I'm a hardcore Yankees fan, so I grew up in New Jersey, New York for 28 years before I moved out to California, and I've gone to at least 30 plus Fenway games, driving out with my friends to Boston, and sometimes you're there so much that it just certain words you still say it like they say it. God damn it! There's Ring of Peace. There's Eye of the Tiger. One thing I do like, and I have a bad habit of doing it, so do other brewmasters, is spamming fucking Tiger Palm while everything else is down, then realizing you don't have enough energy to hit a keg smash, which sucks. But now with, Eye of the Tiger is still good, but with now Rising Sun Kick and in your rotation, now you can just kind of just make sure you have Eye of the Tiger up, and that's all you got to do. Escape from Reality is along with I'm not sure how I feel about Transcendence just being in the middle of the tree like this. Obviously I'm not level 60, so I can't go all the way down the tree, but here's where it gets interesting. So you get your Touch of Death, right? You can also get Touch of Death reduced cooldown by 120 seconds. That's big. Here's your Expel Harm. Now here, so now not only, folks, do we have Mystic Touch, all right, to put a debuff on the boss, as we have been for God knows how long. Now you have the ability to do all of this. Look what you can do as a Brewmaster or any monk. You and your allies within 10 yards have a overall 4% increased leech. That's huge. You and your allies have a 10%, within 10 yards have a 4% increased movement speed. Huge. You and your allies within 10 yards have a 4% increased avoidance. Huge. I'm sorry, there's no way it stacks, right? I'm pretty sure you can only keep one of these up, so you probably only need one monk in your raid. But I mean, imagine a Brewmaster just speccing into all of that. Right? Maybe like, in a raid, maybe your raid leader's like, you know what? You don't need Hand of Spear. You're not on the indirect rotation. You don't need Expel Harm. Our healer's got you covered. You don't need Paralysis. Cooldown reduced by another 15 seconds. You're not paralyzing anything. Hell, you don't need both of these at all. Well, actually, I do need this because I got to get Fortifying Brew. Kind of weird, but whatever. But yeah, the ability to give everyone within 10 yards of you 4% leeches is just huge. At least you and the tank are going to get it for sure. And then you have these other talents like Save Them All, and your attacks have a chance to resonate, dealing nature damage to all enemies within whatever yards. That's a huge one as well. Bounce Back, once all the... I'm not sure if this actually works. When a hit deals more than 20% of your maximum health, reduce all damage by whatever percent for 4 seconds. Obviously, this is a tank ability. And then at the bottom, you have Summon Jade Serpent Statue. You have Summon Ox, but you have a... Okay, so Summon White Tiger Statue. 2-minute CD. 40-yard range, by the way. Summons a white tiger statue at the target location for 30 seconds, pulsating damage to all enemies every 2 seconds for 30 seconds. Yeah, so not only do I have Rising Sun Kick, and I can give people my group leech, I can also put down a fucking Giga statue that just AoEs. And it's a huge AoE right now. It does a lot of damage. It ticks for like, every tick is like 8k, every crit is like 15, 16k. It's literally insane. I'm not even sure why they would allow me to spec all the way into this. It's going to be probably the meta for Mythic Plus. If you can have like a Brewmaster and a Windwalker rotating the statue for AoE damage on like certain big trash pulls. It's 30 seconds. I thought by now, by beta, because it's only been out for a couple weeks, I thought after the first iteration of this, they were going to move this to the to like the Windwalker tree or something specifically. But every monk could use this. So now going over to the Brewmaster tree. So I've already showed you, some really OP shit, right? Dampen Harm, Diffuse Magic, 4% Leech, Movement Speed, and Avoidance. Rising Sun Kick damage, but increased by about 140%. Increased damage in general. Instant Vivify. Right? Brewmaster's looking good, boys. I think right now they're my number one. They're my number one. I mean, I love Bear Tanks and their Giga Laser spec, but I think I'm going to go with Brewmaster right now as being numero uno. On the actual Brewmaster side of things, Towelliee, I think this is a Brewmaster video. Well, yes, we're going to get into that now, little boy. Keg Smash, Stagger, Shuffle, Purifying Brew. Those are your norms. Choice between Special Delivery and Rushing Jadewind. Special Delivery, we tried that in a few dungeons. Didn't really feel too great because of how you move around. Rushing Jadewind, I think, is just more consistent. Quick Sip is pretty cool. Purify 1% of your staggered damage each time you gain 3 seconds of shuffle duration. It's 2%, by the way. That could be pretty big at certain levels of high-end play. Healing Elixir, not really a fan, never have been. Gift of the Ox, when you take damage, you don't go to the healing sphere. Hit Scheme, dealing damage with Blackout Kick increases the damage of your next keg smash by 10%, stacking up to 4 times. Now, the left side of the tree here is pure fire. Like, there's definitely a Fire Master spec here. It hits hard. It's gnarly, man. You could take Celestial Flames, Breath of Fire. You could take then Salabin's Strength, which is when you use Keg Smash, the remaining CD on your Breath of Fire is reset versus Scalding Brew. I'm going to take Fortifying Brew upgrade here for the effectiveness of Stagger on it. Let's take Celestial Brew, because obviously that's great. Celestial Brew increases absorption by the 200% based on Stagger Purified. Purifying Brew has 2 charges. Staggering Strikes, don't know. When you Blackout Kick, your Stagger is reduced by 1690. Yeah. Don't know how I feel about that. Maybe. Bob and Weave and Light Brewing are here. Training of Nizao is the other option. I don't think you're going to want to take that. Invoke Nizao, the Black Ox. Obviously, a lot of parses for Brewmasters. Top damage was the Nizao Stomp with the rest of the talents that have made it back into the tree. Zen Meditation, if you need it for any crucial moments in a fight. The cool thing about Zen Med is that, you have Zen Med now, right? But now you can actually free up a point and not use Zen Med if it's not necessary. Maybe there is no soaking magic Rygalon mechanic that you have to worry about as a tank. So maybe you don't even need Zen Med. Because right now you can still get to the other talents by ignoring Zen Med and getting, I don't know, like Clash or Graceful Exit. Yeah, I'm probably taking Zen. Anyway. Fundamental Observation. Zen Med has 25% reduced cooldown. It is no longer canceled when you move or when you are hit by melee attacks, but you also cannot attack yourself. Let's go with the OP Ox stuff. Walk with the Ox. Invoke Nizao Black Ox upgrade with the stomp damage. And then obviously double Keg Smash, 30% additional damage. I mean, I don't know why you would never take that. I think you always have to take that. You have your high tolerance here that you can spec into, but going back to the fire stuff. Fire. So you have Breath of Fire. Every time you Keg Smash, Breath of Fire resets. You have Celestial Flames, right? Drinking brews, 30% chance to coat your monk with Celestial Flames. And every time you spinning Crane Kick, it applies Breath of Fire and reduces the damage affected enemies deal to you by an additional 5%. Great. You don't need to take that. You can if you want. Then you have your choice between Charred Passions, one of our legendaries, and then Dragonfire Brew. After using Breath of Fire, you breathe fire 2 additional times, each dealing 870 fire damage. Breath of Fire damage increased by up to 100% based off your level of Stagger. I used it in a dungeon. Breath of Fire is literally my first damage. It's not even Keg Smash. Right now, any logs, it's either the Nizao Stomp or Keg Smash doing your most damage. Right now, for me, it is 100% Breath of Fire if I go completely down the left side of the tree. And you can even get really crazy with some other abilities. Now down here, you do have Elusive Footwork, which is normal. Shocking Blow, not yet implemented, but it deals with Crackling Jade Lightning, dealing 40% less damage. It has a cost of 40 energy, but is now instant and causes your next Blackout Kick against a target to shock them, dealing additional nature damage. So once that gets in, we got to test that out. Oh, and I forgot about this. So you have Fluidity of Motion. Blackout Kick's cooldown is reduced by 1 second, and it's damaged by 10%, which sucks, but this for dungeons has been slappy, boys. Slappy boy. Slap, slappy boy. Slap, slappy boy.
Yikes for us.
Anyway, Blackout Kick damage increased by 20% and strikes an additional 2 targets. Now, I think I remember this being an Anima Power in Torghast. Great for dungeons. If you can find the points to get that, plus all the Breath of Fire on the left for dungeons, that'd be great. The Tiger Palm doing additional damage. Not sure if people are going to want to put a point into that. Now, Counter-Strike, I guess you have to put a point here if you want to get the Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike creates a whole new build for you. So each time you dodge or an enemy misses you, which happens a lot, and trust me, this buff is always up, your next Tiger Palm or Spinning Crane Kick deals 100% increased damage. Now, don't forget, you have that over here, right? You have Counter-Strike here, plus you have already 10% increased Spinning Crane Kick damage over here from Fast Feet. I did an entire dungeon where my only button I hit was Spinning Crane Kick, and it was great. It was fucking great. And my top damage was Spinning Crane Kick. It was like, I'm not sure how that's going to work on a Mythic Plus environment, but I mean, let's say you were to replace just You know, let's say keg smash. You're keg smashing Breath of Fiery, maybe ignoring Blackout Strike, but all you're doing is you're spinning, or just ignoring keg smash and you're just spinning, because spinning still gives you a shuffle anyway, right? I believe it still does. Yeah, it does. So that increased damage is actually insane. And on bigger trash packs, let's say you're using Weapons of Order, which obviously still has the effect of, you know, every time you keg smash, it's like 4% more increased damage for 10 seconds, and it refreshes up to 4 stacks. So it's like 30+% damage. And, you know, pull a big trash pack. That's going to last a while. Obviously, maybe like a fortified trash pack. Fuck it. Just put up 2 stacks of Weapons of Order, right? And then just spin. Spin to win. And it is a buff you have to follow. Counter-Strike is a buff. Once you get the buff, use it. But it usually just refreshes automatically in bigger pulls. Obviously, I wouldn't use this in a Mythic raiding environment, but for keys, I think people are going to do some pretty crazy shit with Spinning Crane Kick as Brewmasters. Anvil and Stave, one of my new favorite talents. Each time you dodge or an enemy misses you, the remaining cooldown on your brews is reduced by 1 second. That's great. That's a great talent. I think it's going to be a good one to use in any situation. We'll see. We're going to have to test more of that out on the higher levels of testing. And then for some at the bottom of the tree here, you have Blackout Combo. I ain't reading all that. Just kidding. I will. You got Bone Dust Brew made it back from the Covenant abilities, along with Attenuation, which is the increase of the what is it? Yeah, it just increases the shadow damage and healing by 20%. I think that is one of the. I think that's also in the game currently. Then there's Bountiful Brew, which is your abilities have a low chance to cast Bone Dust Brew at your target's location. I've never been a fan of Bone Dust Brew. I love Weapons of Order. I think Weapons of Order lines up some pretty insane damage if you time everything properly. Like, let's say right now you have like Cache of Zymox on live on Shadowlands. 4 stacks of Weapons of Order, time it properly for when like the bleed comes up, pop the bleed, and it's just a shit ton of damage. But Weapons of Order is going to also amplify your damage done by all your Breath of Fire abilities, your Blackout Kick if you spec into it, your Spinning Crane Kick, your Rising Sun Kick. And then you actually got the Anima Accelerator, which is the bottom of the Brawn Soul Mind as a choice. Either that or Call to Arms, which makes your your Weapons of Order call forth the Nizao Black Ox. And obviously double Keg Smash here. We already went through Bone Dust Brew, Exploding Keg Smash. I don't think anyone's going to really spec into that. Maybe. I don't know. If you have the point available. And then Blackout Combo. Blackout Kick also empowers your next ability, and it either empowers your Tiger Palm by damage, Breath of Fire periodic damage. Keg Smash, gives your brews back a lot faster. Celestial Brew gains the 3 additional stacks of Purified Chi. And then pauses stagger damage for 3 seconds with Purifying Brew. I remember this being a very, skill-heavy talent to use, which I ain't gonna deal with it. I don't think it's that necessary. But I mean, if there is a boss that's like giga slapping, yeah, I guess I'll spec into it and deal with it. But let me know what you think about the Brewmaster tree. We talked about it a lot, but I think, I don't know, like a lot of the stuff here just seems very well put in place, very well implemented. Once you're level 70, you can actually go all the way into the fire, stop here, don't take Bone Dust Brew, and go into Keg Smash. Getting to Weapons of Order and Keg Smash and Fire is a bit tricky. You do have to... That's the thing with the revamp of talents for this version of WoW, right, in Dragonflight, is you want to be really OP with damage abilities, but you're probably going to have to give up a lot of survivability to get there. And once again, you go to wowhead.com, check out all the trees yourself, and put in your own points. We do have the option now. They just implemented it. We talked about this with Ian in our interview at the beginning of Alpha. The ability to import and share your talents with other people. So if you hit import, you import a string that you get from hitting share. When you hit share, your general tab window should say... Oh, wait, hold on. I put my points in first, and I'll say it. Let me see. There you go. Now if I hit share, yeah, it says loadout Brewmaster copied to clipboard. And then I can share that with you guys. I'll be doing way more videos in the future. I'll be like, here's my 4 builds for Brewmaster. Here's my rating build, my Mythic Plus build, my Tyrannical Weak build, my Fortified Weak build. Here's a build for a specific boss in the raid that needs a lot of specialty to it. But yeah, let me know what you think. I think Brewmaster's looking great. I think they're gonna take. I think they're gonna take little to no damage. I mean, they already take the most smoothest damage of all the tanks out there. That's why healers love healing them with their stagger and their shuffle. And then you have Rising Sun Kick and this amazing summon White Tiger statue to also use as well. I mean, honestly, I would use summon White Tiger statue in a raid on single target. It pulses for 30 seconds, and it's a 40-yard range. So, I mean, I could put this statue down at the doorway, and it'll still hit the boss. Don't matter. You know, so it can die. Summon Black Ox statue. Not sure that I even like this being here. So far down the tree, I feel like tanks deserve something a lot better down here than the goddamn Black Ox statue. All right, a lot of people like it, right, for like, you know, farming mobs in the outdoor world. And there's some fights. I remember using this fight, this in where did I use this fight? Stone Legion Generals was one. I think I used it on Sire Denathrius. I want to say I used it on Sire. Pretty sure I used it on Sire. Thinking about the second raid. No, nothing in the second raid that really stood out for using it. How about in Sofo? Sofo statue. No, I don't think so either. I didn't really need it for gathering mobs for Lahuva, and we had a Death Knight for that. Anyway, yeah. Right now, this is my second video of 6 going over all the tanks and what I think of them right now in the first iterations of the beta. We did one for the alpha, so I want to just, you know, kind of give people an update. And yeah, we've done Paladin, now Brewmaster. I believe Blood DK is going to be next because they got a lot of changes. Some that a lot of y'all out there might not be too happy about, but maybe might be happy about. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, thank you for watching the video. Thank you for supporting the stream. Thank you for supporting the YouTube. You guys have been great. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, like, unlike, I don't know, down, what is it, downvote, upvote. I'm too much of a gamer boomer now. What am I? I'm turning 42 in a few months. Imagine that. Some of y'all started watching me when y'all was like 18, and now y'all's is like 30. Y'all getting old as fuck. Peace.